Ladies and gentlemen, I just got done playing Warzone Pacific. That's right, I was on the new map Caldera using the new guns and doing, well, a whole bunch of things I can't tell you about yet. There's an embargo that lifts tomorrow where I'm going to release so much content of first looks on the gameplay, new stuff across the map, an entire map tour, and a bunch of content that I can't show you and I can't tell you about yet. But today, cleared it with Call of Duty, there are some things that I can talk about, and it's going to be the top 10 weapons that you should be leveling up. Now, we all know we get access on the 8th of December if you own Vanguard, and if you don't own Vanguard, you get access to Warzone Pacific on the 9th. So many of you are asking what guns you should be leveling up, and I'm going to be helping you out with that here today. But one thing I will ask is make sure you like this video. Help me get into the algorithm for Call of Duty Vanguard or Warzone Pacific, because it would mean the world to me. And make sure you subscribe and turn noties on, because I'm going to be dropping 2-3 videos a day here on YouTube and like 5+ short snippets on socials as well. There is so much content to be coming. So at the end of this video, go through that description, follow me on all my socials, and yeah, a lot of good things to come. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Once again, I can't be talking about stats, and I'm not going to be telling you the definite meta or the best guns that you should be using, but I am going to tell you based off of my experience from playing in these games, what you should probably be expecting to use, and most importantly, what you should spend your limited time on in the next few days working on upgrades. Now, I don't think any of you are going to be surprised by number one here on the list. It has been dominant in Vanguard, and it is multiplayer, and it is going to be definitely dominant in the Warzone Pacific as well. It is the STG. It's a really nice balance between great fire rate, good damage, and let me tell you, the damage carries over into Warzone Pacific, especially with these .30 Russian shorts. There's so many different guns, whether it's pistols, SMGs, that have this Russian short mag, and it carries over into Warzone Pacific, because when we are using these, the damage is significant. Now, fortunately, this is limited, so it's not like you're going to be ripping off 60 rounds downrange, but if you're playing solos or duos, this can kill multiple teams. I cannot tell you the stats behind it, but let me tell you, this is definitely enough to even be viable in quads. These things pack a punch. And the STG, with all that combined, throw on the nice optics, it's going to be very, very clean. I can tell you, my favorite optic of the day was by far the 3x6 variable zoom. Still seemed like it was plenty easy to control and zoom in. It didn't hurt my aim down sight speed that much. Very clean reticle. This would be my absolute first thing to go. I know it seems a little intimidating, but for your main AR where you're reaching out into that mid to long range, it's clean. It works really, really well, and I love this sight. You do have the optionary secondary. My second favorite would be this 2.5 times, but I don't like it because it doesn't reach out as far as I would like to, especially in kind of how big this map feels. Maybe if you have lower FOV, it could pay off, and still no word yet on console FOV. I have no idea. Sorry, can't give you that answer. Next up, number 2 that you guys need to work on leveling up is actually the Itra burst. This gun is really impressive, really fun to use, and I don't want to say the AUG, I don't want to say the M16 meta's back, but the burst meta could be there. This felt very fun to use. You can build it out for like minimal recoil. You can even change to some of the different magazines that have less recoil, and it's kind of a beam. And it is a very, very competitive time to kill. Once again, can't get into the exact numbers today, but I will say this is a lot of fun to use. Definitely something you should consider leveling up if you like that burst rifle weapon. The Itra burst will not let you down. Moving on to number 3 is the gun that I would suggest for someone who is looking for a little bit more minimal recoil, and it is the Automaton. This is one of the best guns right now in competitive Call of Duty for search and destroy, for hardpoint. It's like the perfect hybrid SMG, AR, very fast fire rate. If you're an M13 guy in Warzone, one of the biggest things that hurt the M13 was the limited magazine capacity. But you can throw on some 75 round mags on this thing, lay down hate, and the recoil is almost non-existent. I will say, as you're playing this game, the Vanguard weapons feel pretty balanced, in my opinion, for a BR. Don't get me wrong. There are going to be some weapons that are overpowered. There are going to be some weapons that have literal 0 recoil. But for the most part, it seems like the heavy-hitting guns have a little bit of additional shake, and some of the easy guns, it seems like they balanced it out pretty well. The Automaton will be one of those that may not have the best, and Automaton, we can say that together. Automaton not automation, is a great gun. And I think it's going to be one of those guns where it may not have the best time to kill, but effective time to kill, because you're not going to be shaking all over the place. It's going to be a really, really nice gun to use. Moving on to number 4 is a gun that's going to be really nice to use, but you're going to hate to run into it. The combat shotgun. This gun reminds me of the MOG from Blackout. We didn't have any shotgun metas in Warzone that were like a powerful pump action shotgun. It was always either like the doof doof, which was doof doof, and it would kill, or you just, you know, there wasn't much finesse. You would basically just run in on people's faces, or like the Origin, doof 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 doof, right, closing in on someone. The MOG had a nice feeling in Blackout because you could take a shot, duck behind cover, take a shot, but if you got exposed in the mid-range, you would lose to an SMG, and this is what this feels like. But when you go in and you put on the choke, throw on the underbarrel for a little bit better sprint to fire, the sawed-off, which gives you more damage, you can throw on the 12 gauge, which gives you more damage, you can throw on the packed powder, which gives you more damage range, throw on the rear grip, maybe a little fabric to make it faster, proficiency. I think I tried testing these. We're going to have to test to see if these work. I don't know if they do, but you can throw on vital. Now you don't even have to hit center mass as much. Get on here, run quick so you're moving faster sprint to fire speed. And now, if you want to be really toxic, throw diamond on it, and now you're just a menace across the map. This gun's a lot of fun to use. I think there's a lot of finesse potential. If you want to be an absolute cornball, you could run the Gracie Auto, because what the Gracie Auto has is Gung Ho, which allows you to fire while sprinting. We all probably saw that fastest nuke in Warzone history, where the guy just literally ran through Das Haus and just right. That's exactly what he was doing. That's what Gung Ho is. I don't know if that'll be as relevant in this game, in Warzone Pacific, but I think the combat shotgun will be relevant. Moving on to number 5. It is the DP27. Now, this gun's a little bit more of a shaker, but if you get up close, it hits like an absolute truck. Throw these rounds on here, the 63 pan rounds or the 30-06. It's awesome. But at range, it's a shaker. So I'll be honest with you there. The LMGs have that kind of trade-off of insane damage potential, but they're not actual laser beams. So I like that, because when we move on to number 6, the MG42, which is a little bit more of a laser, doesn't hit quite as hard in my opinion. You can throw on something like the 250 round box, and you got 210 in your back, and now you're carrying around 460 AR rounds on your person. Build this out for absolute minimal recoil. Throw on like the Carver foregrip or the hand stop. Throw on the stabilizer or the compensator, and you can build this thing out to be an absolute, we're not going to say absolute laser. I don't want to clickbait you. It's good. It's very, very good, and definitely worth your time to upgrade. If you're an LMG meta, a full squad of this would be absolutely terrifying. Moving on to number 7. Snipers are in a very good spot for a Vanguard, and by very good spot, I mean very balanced spot. The Kar 98 of Vanguard will not touch the Kar 98 of Warzone, and I really, really hope they nerf it. I'm sick of the Swiss. I'm sick of the Kar. I'm sick of the Pellington. I'm sick of marksman rifles that have insane aim down sights that are killing with one-shot headshots. That ruins the feeling of a BR. If someone wants to pull out a Kar 98, which has a little bit slower of an aim down sight, but still gets that rewarding one-shot headshot, I'm a little bit more okay with it. I feel less arcadey playing this game. The Kar 98, in my opinion, is the best gun. I think the Type 99 technically has a faster aim down sight, but does significantly less to the body. So I would stick with the Kar 98. I believe I can go in. Base damage on this is 92. Base damage on this is 92, apparently. But all that being said, I think the crowd favorite is definitely the Kar 98. I think Sniper's in a really, really good spot right now. Next up in the like, comment, subscribe. Once again, if you guys are learning something new, if you're jotting down something, you're excited to go grind some Vanguard, get ready for Warzone Pacific, please do me a favor, tilt that phone over, drop a like on this video. It really helps me out, especially since I'm posting this kind of at an off-peak time. Next up, moving on to number 8, is a marksman rifle, the SVT-40. If you are a DMR fan in previous games, it's not going to be like pre-nerf DMR where it's 2-shot headshot, but it's still going to be in a really good spot. because these guns can be tuned out to take away a lot of that minimal recoil. So if you have the mouse clicks, or if you have like a scuff with the digital triggers, which allow you basically have mouse clicks on your right trigger, it's a lot of fun to use. It's not two-shot headshot, but it hits like a truck, and it's a lot of fun to use. I keep saying that because I was using this for a long time. You're gonna see some gameplay with it tomorrow. It's a solid gun. But fortunately, it's not crazy overpowered like a DMR. Seems like the weapon balancing is pretty decent. I will say, however, heading into number 9, I was a little disappointed with most SMGs. Maybe my shot was a little bit off. I'm getting used to a new controller that I'm going to announce with you guys tomorrow. So if you're interested in all things scuff, maybe you should be checking out my my video tomorrow. There wasn't any in particular that really impressed me. However, J-God was big on pushing for the Owen Gun. He said this is going to be like the SMG to use. That's what we were talking about. If you look, the damage, if you throw on these 8mm Kurtz rounds, the damage goes up by 47% when you equip these. So I imagine a 60 round drum, a lot of damage heading into Warzone Pacific could be a very solid gun to use. Don't have a lot of experience on gameplay with this, but this is kind of what our theory is, hypothesis is heading in to the meta, or heading into the Warzone, is like, this will be a very strong gun. Now, once again, I'm telling you guns that I'm excited to use. I'm telling you guns that are solid and I enjoyed using. I think you should level up. Are these going to be the perfect meta? No, there could be something that could completely slip through the cracks, but this should get you in a pretty decent spot heading in to Warzone Pacific to feel like you're in the top 20% of the guns, top 10% of the guns, and then we'll really grind in, do the testing, and figure out what the meta is. But for right now, this is just telling you what I had a lot of fun using, what looks promising, and what I saw a lot of the other pros running in that custom lobby. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to number 10. I saved this one for last, save the best for last. If you want one gun that is absolute shock and awe, terrifying to use, and bringing back some very haunting memories, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the snake shot is back. It hurts to say. Go in here, throw on your akimbo, throw on the 30 short mags, which is already a lot of damage, but then we make it even more by throwing on the shotgun shells. And then you just completely kit it out to run in people's faces. More sprint speed, fabric grip, rapid action for crazy fast fire rate. Throw on the F8 stabilizer for more damage range. Throw on a barrel that helps you out with damage range. And then once again, just a flex on them. Ladies and gentlemen, it's gross. It's really bad. I hope they nerf it, but it's not as bad as Snake Shot OGs, where they could be like 15 meters out and you could just and tap them from that far away. However, the fire rate is much faster, and instead of reloading 1, 2, 3, 4, it like really slow, you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guns down, guns up, all 12 back. It's something to be aware of, and something you'll likely want to level up. But ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, drop a like on it, subscribe, and check out all the links in my description. Once again, I'm gonna have so much content. We're talking probably 5+ social posts a day. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube shorts. If you want to check out gameplay as well, we're gonna be posting a lot of guides on my main channel, and we're posting a lot of coaching and gameplay on my second channel. So make sure you subscribe to the second channel, subscribe to my social for a whole bunch of little tips, tricks, and awesome clips. And then also make sure to follow me over on Twitch to catch all the Caldera content live. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.